Hey everybody, I'm going to show us how to go through our very first assignment. Now, we're going to use SoundTrap for this, and if you haven't logged into SoundTrap yet, you're going to have to do something a little bit different before you can click this link, which is going to let us into the assignment file. So when you signed up for the course, you should have gotten an email when I added you to our SoundTrap account that looks something like this, and it has a temporary password that you're going to change, and your email. You're going to go ahead and hit login. And when you log in, it says login with email. You're going to take that temporary password and drop it in. Might as well. And it's going to prompt you to change your password. All right, so right now I have nothing in here. So if I go back to this page and hit this link, it's going to bring me straight into here, and this is the assignment file. And so down here, if we just play this, this is the example that I created, and we can just listen to it. It sounds something like. That's my chord progression. Now, I'm going to clear all of that out, and we're going to start from scratch. So what I've done for us is we have each of these blocks that represents one of those chords that we talked about in the last video. The track right now that holds these chords is off. So if I turn this on, it's going to light up and we're going to be able to hear it. So this is what this is. This is piano and synth are what we have in here so far, but the piano is just this. Pretty simple. And each of these blocks are labeled. This is C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor. So as we're writing chord progressions, we can put these in any order we want and experiment with them. So the trick here is if I hold Alt when I drag, so push the Alt key and drag it, it's going to copy it, and it's not going to delete it. If I don't hold Alt, it's just going to move. Right? So if we want to have multiple copies of this, we're gonna use that Alt drag. So I'm gonna mute this track so we can hear what I'm creating. So right now I have C, E minor. Why don't I go F and then a D minor? So this sounds like. And that could be one of our chord progressions. So if we want to make it a little more complex, this is how we're going to do things in different counting, so we don't have everything just last 4. So I'll clear that out, and let's make a new one. I'm going to start this one on E minor, and then let's say I want to go to G, but I only want it to be 2 counts. So to make it 2 counts, do you see how I overlapped it halfway? I cut that 4 block in half, and now we only have 2 left. So if we hear it, 3, 1, 2, right? So I could make it even shorter if I wanted to. If I zoom in, it'll let me do even more precise movements. So if I just wanted this to say last just that 1 count, I could do things like that. And then if I wanted to undo it, I can just get this little symbol and drag it back out. So these blocks are really modular. We can move them around wherever we want to build these chord progressions. So play with this, right? This is supposed to be fun and experimental. There's no wrong way to rearrange these chords. So just try things out and see what you like. So I'm going to make one up real quick, and then I'm going to show you how we would share it with the class. Okay, So here I have my chord progression, and I've copied it and moved it down also to the synth track so that the synth also plays. Altogether, it's going to sound like this. And if you want to hear it on loop, if you click in this top bar, it'll turn it that purple color, and then it'll just repeat. So you can listen and kind of imagine how other parts might start to stack on top of this. If I wanted to turn off that metronome, that's down here, and then that clicking goes away. All right, so say this is our progression, and we want to share it with the group. So what we're going to do is we're going to go File and Save It. And after I save it, I like to do this, where I go Exit Studio, and I can see this. So if you're doing this immediately after you made it, it might say mixing here. And when it says mixing, it's just, it's not going to let you share it yet. So if you come out to this view, you can see when it's doing that. But you can play it, and you can hear your progression. You can download it. And you can also download it here. I like this download as MP3. MP3s are going to sound just fine, but they're going to take up a little less space. Then we come back to our course, and we're going to go open up the discussion, create a new post, and we say, you know, my chord progression. And we want to say upload a file. We can just drag it straight in. So the other part of this is we want to write it out. So if we go back to the studio, let's look at our file, or let's look at our chord progression. It goes E minor, and we got to zoom in to check out what that one is. We have E minor for 3 beats, A minor, E minor for 2, F major for 2, G major, F, G. So let's see if I can remember that. E, A, E, F. So what we would do is we do our little blocks. E, M for minor, A, M for minor. Then what was it? E, F, E minor, F, G, and then F and G. And we got to remember that we put our lengths over each of these. So it goes 3, 1, 2, 2. Our G goes for 4, and this goes for 3, 1. Double check it. Let's make sure we're right. Oh, sorry. And actually, these are 2, 2. And then the very, very last part of this is we want to say, how does this make us, like, what does this make us think of? Is this bright? Is it happy? Is it sad? Let's see. So that end there is kind of hopeful. So we say hopeful. It's kind of long. We can also just say like practical things about it. It's a longer progression. We could say that maybe the beginning is kind of like tired sounding. You know, these are subjective. These are whatever it sounds like to you. So don't be afraid that you're going to get like a wrong answer. And that's it. So I'm asking everybody to do 4 of these for the assignment, but so you could do 4 in one post. You could do 4 separate posts. It's totally up to you. And then check out what everybody else is making. You know, go ahead and see what you like. Also, feel free to explore SoundTrap. You know, you don't have to stick to just these templates that I made for you. If you want to hear what this piano track sounds like in a different instrument, if you click this piano over here and you click this button here, we could hear it in strings. So maybe we want to say, what does it sound like in the string section? And then this is going to play the same notes, but in a string. So this should be a fun assignment. check it out. SoundTrap is a really cool tool. Click around. If something goes terribly wrong and you need a fresh assignment, let me know. Don't worry about destroying it. If you just want to be moving around stuff and experimenting, I think all that is fantastic. So have fun with it. I'm excited to see what you guys make. So have fun with it. I'm excited to see what you guys make, and I will see you next week.